Clipper Nation, you know what it is. Full Clip Clippers Unleashed is back for the third season as the Clippers look to pick up a bounce-back victory after falling short big time against the Utah Jazz. The Clippers tonight inside of the Intuit Dome for their home opener against the Phoenix Suns. And everybody was talking about the Clippers and how they came out so flat. And Coach Ty Lue was like, yo, that's my bad. So I expect to see a much tougher team tonight. A lot of new players for the Clipper fans in the building that's going to be watching tonight on this roster. But as always, this team is all about Kawhi Leonard, James Harden being the best that they can be to help push this team over the top. Of course, we have Coach in the pregame presser. I want you guys to check him out.
Hey, Ty.
What's up?
Because of your relationship to Chauncey and Damon, sorry, I just ran, so I'm out of breath.
You just ran?
Yeah, man. I'm out of shape, Ty. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Me too.
Because of your relationship with Chauncey and Damon, what was your reaction when you heard the news yesterday?
Just saddened that, like I said, Chauncey, my best friend, to had to go through something like this, the allegations, his family, my goddaughters, so it was a tough day, and you never want to see, your friends go through anything like that.
Hey, Ty, over here. Nice to see you. Just wondering, did you have a relationship with Coach Ott, taking over for Phoenix, or do you know anything about just his bringing up in the NBA?
Yeah, I never had a relationship with him, no.
Okay, just how do you, from what you've seen on preseason tape or the other game, what do you think he's going to be able to bring to that team?
Well, they play hard, they compete, picking up full court, at all positions. And they're in your face. They're in your face defense. And so when you get a first-time head coach that has his team buying into playing hard, competing, that's a really good sign.
Hi, Ty.
How you doing?
I'm good. My question is, how are you doing after the news yesterday, and have you communicated at all with Chauncey?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I feel better. I had a chance to talk to him last night, and so just to hear his voice and saying that he's okay, he's good, so I could tell in his voice if it's not really good. So he feels good, and that's all I wanted to make sure of yesterday.
Hey, Ty, the Suns kind of present some of the same issues that the Jazz do with their bigger front court and multiple bigs. What are you going to do to kind of combat this, or have you talked to the guys about maybe?
Yeah, I think when you're a smaller team, when you're a slower team, you got to bring a physicality to the game. And so your advantage is being physical, trying to slow them down, not giving them freedom of movement. And then we got to get back in transition, like you said, but we also got to rebound the basketball. They crash 4 guys. They're a big team, and so we got to make sure we're doing a good job with that.
Time back here. After the game against Utah, what's the first emphasis for you yesterday in practice? Obviously, you can say your passes were soft or you weren't this. Do you look at more X's and O's, or do you think of mentality and talk to them about that as well?
Yeah, just our mentality. We showed film yesterday. JVG went through some things on the court, just things we needed to clean up. One of the things is being more physical, being closer to our guys, not being so soft and passive off the basketball. And just our mentality, we got to come into the game with a defensive mindset every single night, understand that we're going to play and compete and hit guys, when we have the opportunity, and offensively just execute. We're not going to be the fastest team, but we got to be a great executing team, and so we got to get better with that as well offensively.
Hey, pardon to go back to the news from yesterday, but as a former player, as someone who's coaching a team of players who we always talk about how people are talking about their parlays, or you need to get us certain stats or whatever. How do you kind of communicate that with the team? What's the perspective of, shielding those guys from all of those things that they get from the outside, but also making sure that they're aware to be careful about what they engage in?
Yeah, I think the NBA does a great job. Like I said, they come in and meet with us, once or twice a year, and just kind of explain everything and explain the rules and what you need to be careful of. And so the NBA does a great job with that.
Ty, do you have any insight as to how Beal is feeling going up against his former team, and what are you expecting from him tonight?
No, I didn't talk to him about it. But, like I said, he feels good. He's getting back to where we needed him to get to. He's feeling good, and so that's the main thing is just, being able to stack days, make sure he's good physically, and like I said, continue to build his minutes up as we go along.
Still watching the minutes tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Coach, first game with a bunch of new players. I know it's tough for you guys as a staff to just try to find that rotation. But just seeing the guys together on the floor, how tough was it for them to kind of adjust into playing with, some new guys in a real game?
I don't know. I don't know if it was that tough. I think we've had the guys that played in practice. They've been together a little bit. I think, for us, just like I said, our mindset, just understand we want to be a defensive team first. Like, that's got to be our mindset every single night. And then we got to be a great offensive executing team. So, like I said, it's only game one. It might take us, 8, 9, 10 games to really get to where we want to get to. But we got to start building towards it.
Hey, Coach, how are you feeling about being back home and the atmosphere that the fans bring?
Yeah, I feel good, to be back home. And, Intuit's been great. The fans have been great. Get a chance to see the wall again tonight. So we're excited about that.
Hey, Ty, with so many states legalizing sports gambling, a lot of leagues and others have partnered with these companies for sponsorships and things. Just wondering what you sort of think of sports in general partnering with these legalized gambling places to promote and get those sponsorship dollars.
It's not really for me to comment on. I really don't know. Like I said, if the NBA partners or teams, like, if they do it, then it must be, good for the game or good for the NBA. So I can't really comment on, like, what's good and what's not good.
Thank you. All right, we're back. As we heard inside the presser today, a lot of the questions today was about the gambling situation. As you know, Coach Ty Lue is very close to Portland Trailblazer coach Chauncey Billups. So we had some questions there, but my focus is about tonight's game. And Coach is like, hey, I understand we came out flat. We got to be much better. We got to be professional. And after seeing the energy that was given in the preseason, you expect to see the Clippers to come out tonight with their hair on fire, looking to pick up their first win in front of their home crowd. The Clippers are looking to put together just good play. But Coach said, hey, it might take 8, 9 days for guys to get adjusted to one another, for us to figure out the rotation. So it's going to be a process. As always, stay with us for after the game, where I will be back with the post-game presser, hopefully talking about the Clippers picking up their first win of the year.
Derrick Jones Jr. The man in the middle, a 7-footer from Croatia, number 40, at guard, 6'5", out of Arizona State, number 1, James Harden. And at forward, 6'7", from Moreno Valley, California, number 2, Kawhi Leonard.
Clipper Nation, that's what we were talking about. That was the Clipper team that we expected coming into the season, and they showed up tonight as they pick up a 129-102 victory over the Phoenix Suns, winning their first game of the year and winning their first home game of the season as well. The Clippers were led by 5 players in double figures, led by, of course, the stars of stars, James Harden with 30 points, 26 in the first half, and Kawhi Leonard finishing with 27 points. But it wasn't just the offense that shined bright tonight. The defense played well, especially starting that second quarter. Chris Dunn is the real deal. The guy comes in the game, he's very impactful, causing turnovers, causing havoc, and he helped the team pick it up defensively, which led to a big-time win. The Clippers are going to be back on Sunday, which they hoping to keep things going and playing really good basketball. But as always, it's not just me. Of course, you got Coach talking in the post-game presser and a couple players there in the locker room.
Ty, first quarter, over here. First quarter, they came out pretty strong against you guys. The end of the first quarter, James kind of gets going. Is that what turned the tide for you guys at the end of the quarter? Going into the second was just what James was able to do?
Well, yeah, James was able to make shots, but I thought what really turned the tide was Chris Dunn, covering the game, his energy, his defense. I thought John Collins' energy, coming off the bench. I thought he did a really good job of just picking up our energy, picking up our defensive intensity. And then, yeah, of course, James made shots, which was huge for us as well.
Coach, over here, you talked about mentality. How did that kind of show itself on the defensive end of the floor?
Like I said, after the first quarter, or after the first 8 or 9 minutes of the first quarter, I thought we did a good job just understanding what they were running, how they were trying to run, the pace they played at, and then we was able to lock in, get more physical, to try to slow them down on their cuts and running their plays, and we did a way better job, from the second half of the first quarter all the way through.
What do you like about your starting lineup right now?
That's a good pick.
How did that fit do so well to begin the second half? Like, they got out to a 10-0 run, and you said the other night in Utah before the game, you felt like guys are going to be able to score the basketball. It's going to be about the defense. Why was the defense so much better to start the second half with those guys than it was to begin the game?
Like I said, just seeing how our team plays, how fast they run, how fast they cut, and then what they're trying to do and how they're trying to exploit us. And so once we were able to lock into that and understand, what they were doing, I thought our guys did a really good job of adjusting. I thought JVG did a good job of adjusting our defense, as well to keep them off balance, and we was able to do that really well as well. So, every night's got to be a defensive mindset. If we want to win games, like I said, we'll be able to score, but we got to be able to stop people. And so it was good to see, our defense picked up, like I said, at the last 4 minutes of the first quarter all the way through.
Coach, you were right over here. You're efficient from the charity stripe. You shot a lot of free throws, over 20. How important was that in turning the tide after that first quarter?
It was huge, getting to the free throw line, slowing the game down so we can get our defense set. So it was huge to try to slow down their speed. And so, we got guys who can get to the free throw line, and we able to set your defense. We are a way better team.
I'm just joking with you. The post game. How we talk to us again?
Oh yeah, always. I got some jet for y'all.
James, obviously the way you guys came out in Utah wasn't the way you wanted to. What did you guys kind of take away from that game to kickstart the right way in this game?
We still didn't even start the game the right way. We gave up fast break points and offensive rebounds and things like that, things that we can correct. But happy how we just bounced back and, had how to hold it to what they were doing, and defensively picked up our pressure and got some steals and got some easy buckets. But every game isn't going to be perfect, so we just got to find ways to win. And I think the most important thing is finding ourselves and who we're going to be. I think it starts on the defensive end.
What were you seeing out there that allowed you to kind of get going there in the first half?
Nothing. Just being aggressive.
After Wednesday's game, Ty said that could be a lesson for you guys. Do you feel like you guys learned that lesson?
Yeah, we changed some things up defensively that helped us a little bit better. So it's a long game. We find out what works, what doesn't work, and obviously, hopefully, we can get wins with trying to figure out who we are and how we're going to play. But it doesn't always happen like that. But tonight was a good win for us.
I wanted to ask you this last month, but you're 17. How would you describe what the system is?
Say it again?
How would you describe what the system is at this stage of your career, starting the season with these guys?
What the system is? What do you mean?
You said you was the system when you got here. So
the system is the system. What do you mean?
Yeah. So how do you describe that now?
It's the same thing. It's the same system. It's the engine. Start the engine got going today and built the lead.
You're not a guy who does do too much talking in the court. Your game usually does that. There was a play there where I think Dylan fouled you, said something, you smiled, and then you had 3 threes in about 38 seconds.
Yeah.
Did that fuel you at all?
Probably. That's how he gets himself going. Defensively, he talks to himself, he gets into you, he tries to, alter the things that you're comfortable with or whatever the case may be. But he actually woke me up a little bit to, all right, come on, let's go. And we've been playing pickup, this summer, when I was at Phoenix. So it's good to get him back a little bit.
Dylan was actually talking a little bit about how you taught him to be disciplined on defense.
Yep.
Can you kind of elaborate on that?
You gotta be disciplined. If you're not disciplined, you end up paying for it, whether it's fouling or costing your team free throws or open shots or whatever. Just the whole game is it's not good enough to play hard. You got to play hard, play smart, play disciplined. So he been guarding me when I was in Houston and he wasn't reaching or he was reaching and he would get called foul. So you see a lot of I think KD fouled Shea on a double overtime, just not being disciplined, whatever the case may be. So it's something that JV just teaches us, just to be disciplined. If they make the tough shot over you, they make a tough shot. So for him, I'm glad that he can. That made him a much better defender, which I think we all see that.
Do you enjoy those challenges?
Yeah, I need him. You know what I mean? I need him. Dylan is, and I feel like he got something to prove too. Offensively, he looks better, but defensively, he's always been a competitor. So opportunities like that, you want to take advantage of them.
In your 17 though, why do you need him?
Because I'm still out here playing at the high level. What you mean? I'm a competitor.
What do you like about that first unit, the starting lineup that you're running with now?
Hard to tell. I just know we're very, very talented. We pose a lot of different mismatches depending on who we're playing against. So, certain games Zoo's gonna get more post-ups, and we're gonna have opportunities to. It just depends on who we're playing. So, one thing about us as we go further in the season, we learn who we are, we learn what works against different teams, and then we go from there.
What does playing it into a dome do for you guys? Feels like you guys have a different energy when you play here at home, in front of the swell, in front of the wall.
I'm guessing that's home court advantage. That's what it's for. That's what Steve built this $1 billion facility. Whatever. It's more than that. It's I don't know. It's home. It's just an expensive home.
Going back to what Dylan was saying about you teaching him to be more disciplined defensively. Obviously, you have been known for a long time to be one of the toughest guys to keep off the foul line. With that level of intentionality on the other end, guys knowing that you're tough to keep off the line. Have you had to try to learn new things to adjust to those types of defenses?
No, it just makes it more easier to get my shot off or whatever I'm trying to do, get to the paint or get my three off. But yeah, it's just me for me, it's simplifying the game and just trying to get to where I want to go. As soon as possible. That allows our possession to end up really well.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it, James. Thank you.
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think our effort overall, definitely the defensive end, being more physical at the point of contact and sustaining that for 48 minutes. I think we just did. That was the biggest difference. I think Utah game, we were really flat, and they smacked us in the mouth, and we came out and kind of reciprocated that.
Todd said there was a lesson that could be learned on Wednesday. The speed that Utah ran everything out. Do you guys kind of feel like you learned that lesson a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that's the new NBA. Everybody's popping the ball, moving the ball, a lot of small screens, a lot of slip outs. What we call it chaos. Like teams just trying to, cause you to be in unnecessary rotations and things like that. And the league is also getting bigger. A lot of these guys, especially like Utah, the Houstons, and teams like that, like they're tall, they're long, and athletic. I mean, we played Portland, it was the same way on Sunday. So, I think that's just the new NBA. We're getting used to it. But we control what we control. We know how we are, and we just got to be prepared for teams that are right there.
You've been in this league a long time and played against James Harden a lot, and I'm sure I had to guard him quite a bit. What was it like to be on this end of one of those explosions?
I love it because I've always, been a fan of his and watching him from afar, competing against him obviously. But I was always a huge fan of how he approaches the game, how he approaches his craft. He works on his game. He's a tremendous worker. And it shows. And I think the biggest thing is how unselfish of a player he is. And I get to see that firsthand, and it's been unbelievable. So I'm just happy to be here. He's an unbelievable Hall of Famer, 2 of them over there, so I get to embrace that and continue to help out any way I can.
Brian, how did that second half feel? That y'all got off to a 10-0 run and really put the game away. Like, how did that feel different than how the game started?
That's how we are. I mean, first half I think they got up like 27 threes or something like that. So I mean, they were kind of getting a lot of shots that they wanted, and we wanted to try to eliminate that as much as possible. I think we still were doing a good job of helping. We just gave them like too many open ones. Second half, we did a lot better job of just closing down on that, being closer to our man, not helping off of our guy necessarily, and making them play within over contested shots.
After the Utah game the other night, when Coach said you guys didn't come out with the right mentality, how did that change tonight?
I mean, we knew as soon as the game was over in Utah what we had to do differently. We knew during the process of it, it wasn't going right. We weren't playing the way we know we're capable of playing, and that happens in the NBA. You'll get smacked every now and then. We're happy we was the first game. We get that out the way. A little wake-up call for sure, but I think we definitely answered the call tonight a lot better, but we still got another challenge on Sunday.
Talk about how the game's sort of evolving. Having a veteran group like this, does that sort of help sort of figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, because it's not like nobody knows what's going on, and, we all are on the same page. We're all, like you said, we've been in the league a long time. So a lot of times it's not even the coaching staff coming in and telling us what to do. Like, we're kind of policing ourselves a little bit. So coach encourages us to do that. CP's been awesome at, voicing that too. And we have the group to do it. So, I think we're really good at making adaptations on the fly.
How did it feel playing it into a dome tonight? I know you played here last year for the season opener, but how did it feel being out that crowd?
It was amazing. I love this arena. It's obviously probably the best in the business. And the wall is unbelievable. The fans are ecstatic. My sons love everything about basketball. They love everything about the Clippers now. So it's fun. We've embraced it all, embraced the culture. The fans are amazing. It's just going to continue to get better for us. So we got to keep building on our momentum and playing better and give them something to cheer for.
But how do you kind of approach fitting into this team and this offense? I know obviously they want you to play a certain way, and we've seen the league go to more of a threes and layups that league, but you're also very efficient in the mid-range. So how are you kind of finding your spots, picking your spots, depending on what the defense is giving you, and kind of go get it?
Well, T-Lou's exactly what you said. Like, T-Lou's big on just taking what the defense gives you. Like, we obviously have our analytical guys who we want to, shoot threes, paint shots or layups, whatever. But for the most part, like, play basketball. Take open shots when they're there. Take what the defense gives you. Like, Kawhi's the same way, James the same way. Like, if you work on it, man, like, it's a great shot. And we got a lot of guys in here that work on it. So we're going to continue to shoot it. Just take open looks when they come.
Thanks, Brad. Oh, last one.
I was going to say, you did play your old team tonight. Just your overall thoughts on that.
Good dub.
Thanks, Brad.
I think you outscored the Suns on the fast break, like, by yourself. Like, what allowed you to find opportunities to get easier buckets tonight compared to Wednesday night?
I think we took care of the ball as a unit. Like I said it after the last game, turned it over. 7-0 runs, went up 7, another 7-0 run, 14, another one, 21. And, you know, if we take care of the ball, we get stops, we able to get out in transition, get easy baskets. And, you know, everybody just looked up the court and just you got easy shots.
After Wednesday's game, Ty said that he thinks that could be a lesson that you guys could learn. Do you guys feel like you learned from that?
For sure. I mean, for everybody, a whole full coaching staff, players, and yeah, just got to be more aggressive on the defensive end and not try to, you know, be lackadaisical. We more want to be in the bodies and not forcing stuff to the paint. So I think we kind of did that tonight.
Do you feel like that was offensively as well? Because just watching you, it seemed like you were pretty intentional about getting to your spots. Was that a concerted effort after the first game?
No, I mean, if we don't turn the ball over, I feel like I could get more shots. But it's two different defenses. The Jazz came and doubled me in the post. They blitzed my pick and rolls. They showed a big crowd. So at that times, you know, it might not be my night, and we got to take care of the ball and move it and see, you know, get some open shots.
Do players like Dylan Brooks kind of fuel you guys, give you a little bit of a spark when you have players like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's super competitive. You love to play against players like that. He wants to get a stop. He wants to play well on the offensive end, and you know, it's just fun to play against guys like that. He's doing a great job.
James says he relishes those and needs those challenges against guys like that. What do you get out of matchups like those? You know, those high stakes opportunities.
I mean, it's just whoever it is. I always want the best player to guard me or whatever, second best, just so you get better. Just see, you know, what you need to do to better yourself. You know, those are the challenges you face in the league. And, yeah.
How are you guys kind of helping Brad get acclimated, you know, seek out the shots that he has, but also, you know, be involved as a team?
It's just going to take him time to get the minutes, you know. He's doing a great job when he's out there, not forcing anything, playing the game the right way, trying to get stops. And, you know, as he gets in shape and, you know, game shape and, you know, get a feel of playing with the first unit, you know, he's going to get better and better.
I know you've seen it before, but even as a spectator, when somebody sees James Harden hit 3 threes in like 40 seconds, what's it like for you as a teammate still seeing that today?
Oh, it's great. You know who he is. You know, one of the greatest scorers to play in this league. No matter what night it is, he's going to shoot the ball and get his teammates open, and it's fun to watch.
What did you like about playing in the second unit? You getting in, especially that second quarter, running with Chris Paul, running with Brooke and John. Like, how did that help your game tonight?
Just a different dynamic on the floor, obviously. You got Brooke spacing out the floor a lot more. He could shoot threes. Chris Paul, you know, is just cerebral, trying to find guys, everybody, to see where their spots are. And yeah, I mean, we didn't get a lot to it in practice or training camp, but you know, as the games go on, you might see me in that unit a lot. And yeah, we're just gonna keep moving forward, try to get better.
The pace of play for the first couple days in the league this year has been drastically up compared to past years. How do you guys maintain a high pace without, you know, upping your own mistakes in those moments?
Just every night, just you're trying to get a stop, and if you get a stop, you're able to have some pace on the offensive end. If the team is making shots, it slows the game down for any side. And yeah, taking care of the ball and making sure we're in the right spots. Just, you know, you can have pace. If everybody's crowded, it's hard to move, and if you don't know what you're doing, it just gets stagnant. So we still got a lot to build from.
Thanks, Jersey here at Real Home Game. What was it like just hearing the crowd when you were introduced, and then also when you checked in?
Man, it was great. Grateful, appreciative. Kind of crazy still to be back here playing, but love the team, love the fans, and most of all, I got a chance. All my parents, my wife, my kids, everybody was here, so that makes it even better.
Was that a moment that over the summer you were thinking about, just like envisioning what it would be like?
Yeah, somewhat, but after we played the preseason game, you know, whatever, all that, I'd be so locked into the game and what we got to do to win that I don't even think about that right now.
You got some run with some of the young guys late in the game. What have you seen from Yannick and his development?
Man, them guys play hard. They've been here since I don't know what month this past summer. working day in and day out. They here earlier before the game, playing and working. So it's nice when you get a lead like that and them guys can get some like in-game reps. So the more we can do that, I think it'll just help keep building the confidence of our team.
Does that help you guys, some of the older guys, having that spark, like that young energy in the locker room?
It's all helpful, right? When you're a young guy, it's important to have vets, people who can show you how to be a pro, people to show you not to get too high and too low. And it's always good to have young energy, so it's great when you got a combination of both. You don't want it all one way or the other, so we got a great combination of both. Cool? No problem.
Right,
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
We just heard from Coach. We heard from a couple players. They knew that, they just wanted to get things started right here at home, and they did exactly that in front of a great crowd. The team knows that as great as they're going to be able to do offensively, they have to play defense. Defense has to be key to this team being great, and they are hoping to pick it up, And, the Clippers are a team that a lot of people expect a lot from when you have these veterans, and even Coach said it in a presser. Sometimes it's hard because they think they know it all, but they played great tonight. Now you want to see them doing it back-to-back. They have a cupcake schedule to start off the year, so you're hoping they can continue to play. They got the Trailblazers coming in here on Sunday, so let's see what happens. Michael Matthew here with Full Clip Clippers Unleashed. We see you guys Sunday.